Hey, welcome to the Brocade Campus Feature Explainer Series. I'm Terry Henry. We are going to talk about span ports with MAC address filters. In other words, often you're trying to capture traffic or mirror traffic off to another port. So it might be your Wireshark machine, or could be multiple other security appliances. So you're trying to send traffic off to that device. And we could do that with an IP ACL, right, by source and destination IP or TCP or UDP port number. But in this case, we're going to do it by MAC address. So you perhaps there's a certain vendor's machine that's causing you trouble, so you want to capture anything with a particular OUI you want to send off to that mirror, or any MAC address that ends in a certain combination, 0, 5, or whatever it is. You can use a wildcard mask, or you can grab a particular source and destination. And send that MAC pair, that flow, if you will, off to the mirror port. So the way we do that, there's really 4 steps to make this happen. So first, we need to define a mirror port globally. So mirror E1/1/2. That's wherever your Wireshark or whatever your capture device is plugged into. So that's our global mirror. Then we're going to create a MAC filter list with what we're interested in filtering, and with that we're going to use the mirror parameter or variable to tell it to mirror that traffic. Then we're going to apply the MAC filter to an interface, and lastly we're going to configure the monitor port to use the mirror that we just defined, so which will be the same as the port you just applied the MAC filter to. So next thing, we're going to create our MAC filter. So MAC filter, give it a number, okay, and then permit or deny. So we're going to permit because this is what we're interested in mirroring, and we can use any here as a source. We can use a particular MAC. We can use a part of a MAC with a wildcard mask, however you want to do it. So we could use a particular MAC address, FFFF, it could be to a particular MAC, or it could be to any. So we're going to say anything that's sourced from that MAC address, and the F's represent, it means we're interested in the whole thing. So a 0 would mean that's a wildcard bit and we don't care about it, so it could be anything. An F means it has to match that exactly. So that MAC to any destination, right? And then lastly, we're going to mirror. So if it matches that stanza, we're going to send it to the mirror port. We could also do, let's say we had a particular vendor, that'll be a new number, permit, and the vendor's OUI was 222.22. I apologize to whoever vendor actually owns that. That's just a random choice. And then because it's a wildcard mask, we want FFFF.FF and then 000000 because we don't care, any, and mirror, right? So anything that starts with those first bytes there that we represented with F's is going to be sent to the mirror, right? So regardless of what the last bytes are that are represented with the zeros. And then lastly, because this is still a MAC filter, we still have to permit any at the end, right? So we still need a MAC filter 3 permit any without the mirror, right? So we just want to take any traffic that doesn't match that and just forward it normally, right? So we still need that permit any, okay? So then, so we got that done. Then we need to go to the interface where we want to apply the MAC filter to. So the interface that we're monitoring, right, is oh, sorry, I left config T. So we want to go to interface E, let's say 1/2/2. We're going to do a MAC filter group. So it's filter dash group, and then we need to define the ports, right, or the actual line numbers we want to do. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3. right? So they don't have to be in order. You could do multiple, but that's how we're going to do it. In this case, we have 3 lines in our filter group, so we're going to apply all 3 of those. So that's great. So that is being applied. However, we have yet to tell it what mirror to send those to. So yes, we defined a mirror globally before, but depending on the hardware, sometimes there's multiple mirrors, and so you needed to say which traffic you want to send to what mirror, right? So in this particular case, we need to do an ACL, and I know it's not an ACL, but it's just like an ACL. In fact, in other hardware like the MLXE, this isn't a Mac filter list. In fact, it is an ACL with a numbered ACL between 400 and 499. So it actually is an ACL in some other platforms, but in this one, it's referred to as a Mac filter group. So anyway, so we do ACL mirror port, E, and then the mirror port that we defined before, 1/1/2. Okay, so that's it. So now it's going to traffic coming in. So Mac, this type of mirroring only applies to inbound traffic. You can't do it to outbound, so therefore there's no in-out or on the parameter. So traffic coming into 1/2/2 that matches these MAC addresses are going to be sent to the mirror that you've defined here. ACL mirror port 1/1/2, and then at the beginning we globally define that mirror. So now you would plug your Wireshark or whatever it is into that port, and you would get that traffic. Okay, so pretty cool little way to do mirroring rather than just dumping all the traffic that comes in that port to your mirror and then having to filter it later. We can be very, very specific on what we want to send. Okay, so that's it for today. Thanks for joining, and take care.